Hi, I'm Chris Nuttall from the FT's Techhub, and this is the new HP TouchPad out on Friday, July the 1st in the US, France and Germany. It appears in the UK in mid-July. It's alongside the iPad 2 here and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1. And these are the best three tablets of the moment, I think. Even though the HP TouchPad, as I'll explain, is not that attractive in many respects, I still really like it and I think it's got a lot of potential. Just to look at it from a physical aspect, it's quite chunky next to the iPad 2. It's much thicker, and definitely much thicker than the Galaxy Tab 10.1, which is the thinnest tablet of its size out there. It also weighs quite a bit more. It's got a plasticky back. There's no rear camera on it either, which both of these rivals have. So physically, the hardware, there's a dual-core Snapdragon Qualcomm processor, the first tablet to have that, so it's quite powerful. But then on the other hand, it's in terms of looks, it's not that great compared to these two, in my opinion. One neat thing is the touchstone dock here that you have, which doesn't need any kind of connector. It uses wireless technology to charge this. Another disadvantage to the touchpad I found, though, is that it takes all day to charge, it seems. And when it does charge, it runs down fairly quickly compared to the iPad, something like 6 to 7 hours next to 10 hours for the iPad 2. So in hardware terms, it doesn't weigh up that well against the iPad 2 and the Samsung Galaxy Tab 10.1, which both have better cameras and are lighter and thinner. Accessories are pretty good though. There's a nice Bluetooth keyboard here. I have the latest Pre-3 phone, which isn't out yet, but there's a feature where you can touch and share information. At the moment, it's just web pages which can be transferred from the phone to the touchpad and vice versa. But that could be a useful feature in the future. So that's the physical look and the comparison between the three of them. I'll now take a closer look at the actual software here, which really makes the touchpad sing, I think. So this is the lock screen for the touchpad. I'm in portrait mode here, but forgive me if it flips over to landscape. There's a problem with the first touchpads that HP says it will fix with a software update, but they do tend to flip over quite easily, too easily, from portrait to landscape mode. This has got things like, I have a Google Plus alert here, Facebook, a Facebook notification, Skype, you get emails in there, so that's quite a useful at-a-glance view of what's happening in your world. If I swipe up, that unlocks it. Here's the notifications up at the top here. I can get rid of that. This is the search box here. If you just type something, here's a recent search for San Francisco. And it's a universal search, so it goes through my email and it gives all the San Francisco emails, calendar events, bookmarks and history. It'll search Google, it'll go on to search Maps, Wikipedia if I want, the catalogue. So there's a nice universal search again, which shows how wide ranging and the way it can pull in data for you from all kinds of sources, which is a very attractive feature, I think. To get out of this full screen mode, you press the button at the bottom here. Here's a calendar, excuse me, which shows various entries from my Google Calendar. It's pulled in. Yahoo Calendars, all kinds of sources can be pulled into this. Again, you reduce it with just a flick, and I can get rid of it by just flicking off the top of the screen. Same with this. So again, this is something that was in the Palm Web OS phones, and it's translated quite nicely to this here. So here's the carousel of cards that you can open up. There's a chat application. Email looks pretty good. Several windows there. You can open it out to have more of a view of your email there, and close it up again, or go full screen almost with a particular email. That's email. That's one of the core applications. There's a Facebook app which works pretty well. Here's your news stream. You can get messages, events, places, friends. I tried exhibition mode. Is quite interesting. It shows you the time when it's idle. There's various clocks you can have. You can have photos and slideshows. And there's even a link to the App Store, the app catalog, where you can download apps that take advantage of this and give you Chumby-like headlines, perhaps. I haven't seen any apps that actually are providing for that yet, but that's something that will come in time. So that's exhibition. But the main weakness of all of this is that there are very few apps that you'd want to download right now. This is the app catalog here. Those are the basic apps that it comes with. I've already showed you the web, email, calendar, messaging. Quick Office, which lets you look at docs. Maps is pretty good. It uses Bing. There's no proper music, movie, or bookstore yet, but you can read on the Kindle. YouTube isn't really an app at all. It just takes you to the web page. So not as good as what you get on the iPad or the Galaxy Tab, which have really good YouTube implementations. Looking at the ones that I actually downloaded, Angry Birds, yes, hooray for that. Epicurus is quite good. A lot of these are existing Palm phone-sized apps. So if I open up the London Evening Standard, you actually get a pretty small app there. Not that impressive. There's thousands of those. There's only about 300 of actual touchpad-enabled apps. And like I say, and I'm showing you, these are the only ones that I found worthy of downloading, really. USA Today is pretty good. That's a good kind of example of how a newspaper or a magazine can be brought to this. So if I click on, I'm actually looking at a review of the HP TouchPad here. But to dismiss that, should be easy enough. There it is. So there's USA Today. You can flick through the stories and expand that. But after a while of playing with it, there isn't that much else to do. You know, the browser is excellent for doing everything. You can play movies through YouTube or services that are web-based. But actual movie services or music services, which you can buy books or TV shows, movies, that doesn't exist yet. We're expecting some kind of store shortly after launch. So overall, I love the interface. I love the way you can get all of your apps multitasking in this fashion. You can quickly switch between one and another. You can dismiss them straight away with just a flick. But there are too few apps. It could get a lot better. There's lots of potential for this tablet. But if you're thinking of buying one, July the 1st is the day in America, France and Germany. Around mid-July in the UK, it's going to cost you $4.99 or $5.99 here in the US for 16 gigabyte and 32 gigabyte versions. So that's matching the price of the iPad 2. But I'm afraid for now it doesn't quite match the iPad 2 in any respect in terms of the number of apps available and what you can do with this. But you can see the potential there. They have the basics right. They have this wonderful operating system. And if they can just persuade developers to develop apps for it, they'll also work perhaps on printers, PCs, the touch smart PCs. You can imagine WebOS going there. And there's even rumors that HP will sell the WebOS to partners as well. So there's a good chance developers will work on this these applications and this tablet, and it could improve greatly in the coming months. So that is the HP TouchPad. I am Chris Nuttall for the FT Tech Hub. I'll have a full review in Friday's Financial Times personal technology column in the management section.